And then this is the wild part. You get mad at them for believing you. You told the lie that you were low maintenance and they believed it, and now you're mad. You told them you didn't need much, okay? You showed them that you would stay without much, and then you resent them for not giving more. Listen, cue Michael Jackson, okay? Because we're talking to the man in the mirror today. This is about you. This is not about them. We have to be honest about what it is that we need. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiff, your relationship transformation coach. I've spent the past 20 years working with high-achieving women just like you who are crushing it in every area of their lives, everywhere except their relationships. And look, I get it. Finding the one ain't easy, and relationships are hard. But you know what's even harder? Cycling through the bad ones, or worse, staying in relationships when you already know they're not a good fit. You want a relationship of ease, uncomplicated, someone to love you down, but instead you've been suffering through bad dates, sexual incompatibility, and someone who might be good for somebody, but not for you. And if we're really being honest, you know that deep down, the work that really needs to be done starts and ends with you. If you're done wasting time in dead-end relationships and sick of looking for, chasing after, or trying to convince somebody to be the one, and you're ready to become the one, then baby, you're in the right place. So prop your feet and let's clink glasses, because I'm giving you the tea and the tips to fix your relationships. Let's go. Hello. How are you? I'm here. I'm in the building. I hope everybody is well. You guys know I'm based in Atlanta, and it is cold outside, and we have a little wintry mix of things going on. They're freaking out, really, about all the weather and everything, but I hope everybody is staying warm and comfy cozy no matter where you are on the planet. I will be hunkering down. I told my husband that I wanted to make beef stew. It's like it's cozy food. I need it. I need to have beef stew. So anyway, that's how I'm doing. I hope you guys are all doing well. So today I want to talk about a phrase that many of us have used. I'm guilty of using this too. However, as I've aged, I understand that this is not the case for me, honey, and I'm proud of it. All right. But some of us, when we're struggling in our relationships, when we are really going through it with our partners, one of the phrases that we may be guilty of using that has really set us up for the okie doke. The phrase that a lot of us are using, a lot of high-performing, hyper-independent, high-achieving women are using, and they wear it as a badge of honor. The phrase is that they are low maintenance. If you have ever said, you know what, I'm pretty chill, I'm pretty laid back, I don't need much, I'm easygoing, I'm not like, them other bras that are needy, I don't need you calling me all the time, you ain't gotta text me, you don't have to do all the things. If that's not you, you can tune out, you can take notes and share them with someone else. But if this sounds like you, I need you to lean in, because sometimes low maintenance is not a personality trait. It's not something we should be saying, that's who I am. We shouldn't be owning that. It's not a personality trait. It is a survival strategy, and it is quietly robbing you of the love that you want, that you need, and you know that you deserve. So today, our conversation is going to be about exploring how you learned to make your needs so small. We're also going to be exploring the difference between truly like an easygoing spirit and emotional starvation. Okay, we're going to do that too. And also, we're going to talk about how that low maintenance identity is actually another hustle. And this is my favorite part. We're also going to explore what it looks like to retire from that lie and start owning what you actually need. And of course, all of this is building into my live training, More Love, Less Hustle. It is happening again this week. We're doing Wednesday, February 4th and Thursday, February 5th. And then the following Wednesday on February 11th, as we lead into Valentine's Day, I'll probably try and stick another one in that week because I feel like we need more love and less hustle around Valentine's Day. Am I right? So yeah, becometheone.myflowdesk.com / more love, less hustle. That's how you're going to do that. All right. So let's dive into the conversation today because I don't want to wait another minute. First and foremost, please hear me when I say there is nothing wrong with having a laid back personality. Okay. There are some things that I don't care a lot about. There's sometimes where I don't need to be in the mix. In one area of my life, I am extremely laid back. You know when it is? On a group chat. First of all, y'all know I've told y'all before, I don't like talking on the phone. I really don't. And there's a lot of things I would rather do. But group chats, please don't put me in your group chat. I don't want to be in the group chat. I am in several group chats where I do not participate in the group chat. I might see the message, but I don't feel the need to respond to everything. I don't like being on the phone. Okay. So in the group chat, I'm very laid back. I understand why we need them, and I understand that it makes things so much simpler. I just don't feel like engaging. And so in that way, yes, I have a laid back personality when it comes to a group chat. Now, nothing wrong with having a laid back personality. Some people genuinely do not need attention. They don't need gifts. They don't need the romance in order to feel loved. Many of you have read the 5 love languages, so you know that may not be your love language, but that's not who I'm talking to today. I am talking to those of us who say we are low maintenance, but deep down, we are feeling unnoticed. We're feeling unprioritized. We're feeling unnurtured, unloved. I'm talking to the one, okay, that is calling themselves really chill, easygoing, laid back, don't need much. We're saying that to hide how much it actually hurts. I want to give you some examples here. You might say things like, you can hang with your friends. I don't trip. I ain't gonna trip. You can be out with them all the time, every weekend. That don't bother me. I really don't care about holidays and birthdays and stuff like that. That's not a big deal. I don't really mean nothing to me. It's just a day. I'm not clingy. We don't need to talk every day. You don't have to text me all the time. But secretly, you're wishing that this person would choose you without you having to throw hints. You're wishing somebody would make a big deal of you just because. You wish that you could say, I miss you. I want to see you without feeling like you're being needy or dramatic. If that's you, sweetie, respectfully, I love you. You know it's coming. I love you. And I'm about to tell you the truth. Low maintenance for many of us is just code for I learned early that it is safer to not need much. I learned early that it is safer to not need much. And that's not a personality trait. That is pain. It's a learned behavior to cope with the pain of being neglected. It's a learned behavior. So let's talk a little bit about where this comes from before we get to strategy, because I am going to give you some strategy today. So where does this come from, right? It can come from a few places. For some of us, growing up around emotionally unavailable or overwhelmed caregivers, maybe you had parents who loved you very much, but they just worked all the time. You know, they worked 2 jobs just to make ends meet, or you had one parent that worked 2 jobs and another one that was just burnt out trying to carry the emotional and physical labor of everybody in the household. Okay. If the adults around you also were really stressed out, or they were depressed, or they were distracted, perhaps they didn't have the capacity to attune to your feelings because work was a priority, getting food on the table was a priority, or they made you feel like you were too much. You learn very quickly, if I have needs, I'm a burden. You learn that very quickly. So you start meeting those needs yourself instead of asking for someone else to meet them. It's a learned behavior. Another place that I don't need much identity comes from is being the strong fixer, the responsible child. That's where that comes from. A lot of high functioning, super successful women, I find, were parentified, which means that as a young kid, you had to take care of things that maybe parents or adults should have been or traditionally take care of. So maybe you had to take care of your siblings. A lot of folks who were like older when their parents had another sibling, so like they might have been a teenager and their parents went on ahead and had another baby. And so now it was like, you take care of them, you change the diaper, you do all this. And I'm like, I ain't had a baby. What are you talking about? But a lot of them had to take care of their younger siblings. Maybe you had to take care of a parent. Maybe you had to regulate their moods and their emotions. Were you praised as a kid for being so grown up, so mature, so helpful, so independent? You got approval for not needing anything. So you took that identity into adulthood. That's where that comes from. Sometimes it comes from dating emotionally unavailable partners. If you've ever been with someone who can't or won't meet you where you are emotionally, it is so painful to keep asking them. It's painful to keep asking them to be there emotionally for you. And so you stop asking, i.e., you shrink. You start telling yourself that it's okay. I don't need that. I don't need much. I'm not like other girls. I'm not like other women. I got enough to do. I'm busy. I got things, okay? I have an agenda of my own. I don't need you calling me. We don't have to see each other all the time. Over time, that's become your script. I'm low maintenance. I don't ask for much. But here's the thing. Your needs didn't go away. You started hiding them. You hid them. You swallowed them. You just pushed them underground. And when they do start to resurface, they resurface as resentment, as passive-aggressive comments, some of you, okay? Feeling like everybody leans on you, but they don't pour into you. And let's talk about how all of this connects to you hustling, okay? Your hustle for love. When you brand yourself, because that's what it is, you're branding yourself as low maintenance, you're an influencer. When you brand yourself as low maintenance, or the cool chick, right? What you're really doing is pre-negotiating away your needs in order to make yourself easier to choose so you don't get rejected for being too much. I feel like I need to say that again because that was a lot. When you brand yourself as low maintenance, what you're doing is pre-negotiating away your needs in order to make yourself easier to choose so you don't get rejected for being too much. Here's what that sounds like. Oh, we don't need to celebrate my birthday. It's just another day. Like it comes every year. Done that 1,000 times. It's okay. We don't have to celebrate our anniversary. Like we were there. We know what happened. We still paying off the wedding. It's fine. We don't have to celebrate anniversary. I'm not the type to blow up your phone. Who said that? I'm not the type to blow up your phone. It's okay if you don't text me back. I saw it. It's fine. I know you read it because it says read. I know you read it. It's fine. If you forget to call, I ain't gonna trip. It's fine. And underneath all of that, underneath it is the fear. If I ask for more, they might leave. They'll think I'm needy. They'll think I want gifts or money. They think I'm controlling. So the hustle here isn't about doing more. It's also about needing less. You overgive so nobody says you're selfish. You're under asking so nobody says that you're needy. You're over functioning and now no one has to show up for you because you already got it all under control. That is not low maintenance, sweetie. That's over functioning in disguise. And that behavior keeps you in relationships where you're the emotional support human, okay? You're the therapist. You're the planner. While your heart is starving. It also teaches the people that you date, the people that you're in relationship with, the people that you're married to, it could be your family. It may not even be a partner. It could be, this is the family dynamic, okay? But it teaches people, I don't have to give her much. She will adjust. She doesn't need much. I don't have to do all these things for her because she is the one that does it for me. And then this is the wild part. You get mad at them for believing you. You told the lie that you were low maintenance and they believed it. And now you're mad. You told them you didn't need much. Okay. You showed them that you would stay without much. And then you resent them for not giving more. Listen, cue Michael Jackson. Okay. Because we're talking to the man in the mirror today. This is about you. This is not about them. We have to be honest about what it is that we need. Okay, let me give you some quick signs that your low maintenance persona is actually your hustle. That's your hustle strategy. Okay, if you are telling people out here in these streets, I don't like a lot of attention, but you're secretly hurting when people don't notice your efforts. If you're saying birthdays, anniversaries, they're not a big deal, but you have actually cried alone on your birthday or been upset because no one planned for you like you planned for them. If you go all out for everybody else's birthday, but nobody goes all out for yours, your low maintenance is a hustle strategy and it's not working, sis. If you've said, I'm fine with whatever, but you stay up here feeling disappointed, let down, forgotten about, and you don't know how to say it without feeling guilty. And outwardly, you're priding yourself on being chill, on being low maintenance, but really on the inside, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling unchosen most of the time. You almost never initiate conversations about your own needs and relationships, but you steady hearing somebody else's and making sure that their needs are met. If this sounds like you, okay, if you're nodding along, just take a deep breath with me. Let's take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath because I'm not trying to shame anybody. I don't want to shame you. I want you to see yourself. I want you to see how you have been outsourcing love to performance. By performing ease, you're performing as if it's easy breezy being with me. We ain't got to do nothing. I don't need nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. Okay? You're performing ease instead of expressing your truth. And we gotta put an end to that, sweetie. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop today. Okay? You're trying to earn love by not doing more this time, but by needing less. That's the hustle. Either way, it's still a hustle. Okay? You're not saying, oh, I need this, I need that. You're saying, I need less. You don't have to do things for me. And that's not getting you what you want either. Okay? So let's talk about how we shift this. Okay? Because we got to get out of this habit. I'm going to give you 3 very simple moves, 3 things that you can do that we can start putting into action right now. We're going to write all of this down and we can workshop this right here. You can take this with you and drop me a note in the Facebook group so that I can get a sense of the shifts that you're making and that we as a community need to make, okay? Move number 1, I need you to tell yourself the truth about what you need. Tell yourself the truth, okay? Before you say to another human, I want you to write this down honestly. Be as honest as you can. Here are your 3 questions, okay? I want you to write these down. If I wasn't afraid of being too much, I would ask for what? What would you ask for? If I wasn't afraid of being too much, I would ask for. Go ahead and write that down. If you need to pause it so that you can have your time to write that down. The next question though is, in my ideal relationship, okay? And the one that I've been praying for, in my ideal relationship, when all things are working out, in my ideal relationship, I would receive what? What would it look like? In what way would you be loved ideally? What would you be receiving? What would be an overflow for you? If you're being honest, if you weren't afraid of being told that you're doing too much, you're too whatever, right? What would you ask for? And ideally, what would you receive? And here's the third thing. I would feel most loved when you write that down. I would feel most loved when what? I need you in these 3 questions. If I wasn't afraid of being too much, I would ask for this. If in my ideal relationship, I would receive this. And I feel most loved in that relationship when this. Be ruthless, sweetie. Be ruthless with your honesty. This is between you and you. And possibly me, because I do want to know. Y'all know I'm nosy. I do want to know. Drop it in the Facebook group. So definitely let me know. But be ruthless. Be honest about that. Okay, that is move number 1. Those are 3 questions under number 1. That's move number 1. Move number 2 that we're going to do to get us out of this, okay, is we're going to start small. We're going to start with one need. Start with one need. You listed some things that you need. If you weren't afraid of being too much, what would you ask for? Tap into that. What's one small need? I'm not asking you to go from I don't need anything to a 5-page list of demands. I'm not asking that. I'm asking you to pick one small, concrete thing, one need you're willing to voice this week. One thing you're willing to say out loud to your partner. Hey, it actually means a lot to me when you do give me flowers, okay? It actually means a lot to me when you text me back or text me when you get home. Birthdays actually do matter to me. I want to feel celebrated. I want you to show me that you care about me. I'd like for us to have at least one intentional date or check-in a week. I really would like to go out with you once a week. You don't have to over-explain this or over-justify it. I know we have a tendency to do that sometimes. You ain't got to explain yourself. This is what you need. This is what you want. It's okay. I want you to practice saying it. Maybe you do it in the mirror. Say it to yourself. Say it in the mirror and do it without apologizing. You don't have to apologize for needing love. We all need it. We all need to see it. We all need to feel it. You don't have to apologize for that. All you're doing here is articulating what makes you feel loved and what you need in this relationship. Okay? And then move number 3, and this is probably the most important. I need you to shut up. I need you to not say nothing. After you tell them what you need, don't say nothing else. Watch their response. Sometimes we fill the air with words because of our own discomfort, because of our own anxiety. Sometimes we don't give people enough time to make changes before we rush in and try and do it ourselves. Your job, after you've been honest with them, after you shared what you needed with them, your job is to close your mouth and use your eyeballs and watch how they respond. When you express what you need to them, when you say, hey, birthdays really do matter to me, I really do want to be celebrated this year, do they roll their eyes at you? Do they minimize, like, really? Because it's just another day. It's not important. Did they dismiss it? Did they flip it back on you and say, well, you ain't need that last year. Why I got to do it this year? Or I don't need you to do nothing for me. Why I got to do that? How do they respond? Do they respond negatively like that? Do they roll their eyes? Are they like, or do they lean in? Do they get curious? Do they start asking questions? Do they start making an effort? Okay, well, where would you like to go? All right, well, what would you like to do? How many candles you want on your cake? Or do you even want a cake? I was thinking about taking you out to dinner, but maybe you want to go on a trip. What would you like, boo? How do they respond? Their response is your information. If every time you show up with a need, they punish you, or they withdraw, they pull away, or they call you needy or dramatic, that is not a sign you go back to being low maintenance. That's a sign that this relationship cannot hold who you are. And it is a very different conversation. It's a very telling conversation. It's a very different conversation. It's a sign that this relationship may not be for you, that they cannot hold you, that they don't have the capacity to love you in the way that you need to be loved. And again, this isn't just about romantic relationships, okay? This is about all your relationships. You may be just fine within the romance department, and you're finding that family members or friends are treating you this way. Okay, look at how they respond when you tell them what you need. Okay, I want to know how this works out for you. I want to know, and just go ahead over to the Facebook group. I want to know where you land with this. What is the one thing? What is the need that you articulated? What is the ideal relationship giving you? Ideally, how would you like for them to respond to you? What would make you feel the most loved? Ideally, how would they respond to that need? And what did you learn when you did that? Some of you, I'm hoping, will learn, hey, all I had to do was ask, and they jumped right on it. That's my hope for you. That the moment I articulated, I sped past my fear and just jumped right in, and I told my partner, or I told someone what I needed, and they met me there. They said, okay, I can do that. You may be surprised that the only reason people are pulling away or not giving you what you feel like you need and deserve is because you set it up as being low maintenance. And this is where more love, less hustle comes in. In my live training, we are going deeper. We're going deep, deep, deep into this. We're going deeper into where you learn to equate needing less with being lovable. Okay, we're going deeper into how you've been working harder in love than you do at your job. We're going deeper in how to build your own stop-start strategy. You're leaving with your own personal strategy to stop performing ease and start honoring your actual needs. If today's episode is poking you in your rib and you're realizing, man, I have been calling myself low maintenance when really I need to be maintained. I've been calling myself low maintenance when really I'm just scared of taking up too much space. If that's you, sis, I need to see you in that Zoom room. I need to see you there. Our next More Love, Less Hustle session is February 4th. We just added February 4th, February 5th, and February 11th. All three of those times are at noon. It's free. It's intimate. It's for women just like you who are done hustling for love, whether that hustle looks like overgiving, overperforming, shrinking, proving, any of that. Okay, you can grab your seat at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/more love less hustle, or you can click the link in the show notes. It is right there. You already know what it feels like to disappear in relationships, sis. We talked about it. You already know what it feels like to say, I'm fine, while you're emotionally starving. You do not need another Valentine's season of pretending you don't want what you want. You want it and it's fine. It's okay if you miss me. No, it's not. You need to miss that. You deserve a love that can hold the full you, okay? That has capacity for what you need. But that starts by you letting the full you come to the table, by you articulating your needs and saying what you want. If you're ready to retire the low maintenance lie and start becoming the one in your own life, you got to come to More Love, Less Hustle. Let me see your face in the place and ask me about your relationships. One of the things that I love most about doing these talks is the Q&A. That's my favorite part because I get to be nosy up in your business. I love getting to know the attendees and hearing about their relationships and answering their questions. By resisting this invitation, this nudge that I'm giving you right now, you're continuing to not get your needs met, okay? Your questions answered. Meet me at the next training, boo. Don't have me over here begging you. Meet me at the training, all right? All right, babes, that's the end of our conversation for today. If this episode hit home, here's what I want you to do. I want you to send it to your homegirl, the one that swears she low maintenance, but you know and I know she's just as tired as you are, okay? And after you do that, I want you to leave a rating. Leave me 5 stars, okay? I need 5 stars. I am a 5-star girly, okay? I am not low maintenance when it comes to my stars. I want them all. Okay, leave a 5-star rating and a review. It helps me to know the type of content that you love so I can give you more of that. But it also, what leaving a review does is it bumps up the podcast and puts it in front of women who are looking for this type of content. Okay, so go ahead, do the rating, 5 stars, and a review on Apple Podcasts so more women can find this type of content. And make sure you pull up to More Love, Less Hustle. You can join by going to becometheone.myflowdesk.com/more love, less hustle, or by clicking the link in the show notes. All right, before I go, I want to say this to you. You don't have to be easy to love. You just have to be you and loved by the right person. Okay? You are not here to hustle for love. You're here to be loved fully as the woman that you are becoming. I said that last week. I'm going to say it again. You are not here to hustle for love. You are here to be loved fully as the woman that you are becoming. All right. I will see you guys next episode and hopefully at More Love, Less Hustle. See you later. Ciao. Hey, babe, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. My goal with this podcast is to bless you with information that helps you fix those relationships that are most important to you, but not before you do the self-work needed to make sure that those relationships thrive. If this episode was exactly what you needed, then guess what? Somebody else probably needs it too. So do me and them a favor. Please share this episode with your good girlfriend and let her know about the podcast. And while you're at it, hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. This really helps to grow the podcast and puts it right in front of other women who are desperate to work on their relationships and themselves. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to join our community of like-minded women all on a journey to become the one. You can sign up for free at becometheone.myflowdesk.com/email. I know that's a lot, so just go on over to the show notes and click that link there. Thanks again for listening to Fix Your Relationships with Dr. Tiff. I'll see you right back here next week.